Welcome everybody to the Anvil Art Studio. I'm Bill Brown Jr. and I've been here for 40 years this year. I grew up at Penland School. My dad was the director there for 22 years. I started out doing traditional work in Savannah, Georgia. I was an apprentice with Ivan Bailey for about a year and a half in Savannah. I moved up here to Linville Falls in 1981. And just this building by itself was here. And this is a 2,000 square foot building, which back then I thought was absolutely huge. There was nothing in it, and now it is packed full. So you can't ever have a big enough building. So I did start in Savannah, as I was saying, with traditional style work, and came up here to begin with, thinking that's what I was going to do with gates and railings. And did that for a few years, and then realized I wanted to do something else and try to turn the traditional work and techniques into more of sculptural work. So that's the way I drifted and have been doing that ever since. So today I'd like to have you all come in the studio and see what we have. It's the 1-ton crane that lets me move heavy things through the building, not have to figure out a way to carry them. It's a 1-ton crane or with a 1-ton lift, and it goes 360 degrees around the building. Pretty well will cover the whole space. All right, this is the leveling table that I use in here, and I've had it, I guess, for nearly 40 years. It's one of the most important pieces of equipment I've got. There are 2 slabs here. One is 3/4 inch thick. This one is 1 1/4 inch thick. So they're really heavy tables. This table weighs 1 ton by itself, this half. And what I did here is I put 2 together so that what I could do, they're tacked together right here and on the other side so they stay together and they stay flat. But when I've had really big projects in here, I can lift it with this crane, split this table, break the weld, and move the tables apart so I get a gap between them, say a 3-foot gap. So all of a sudden that allows me to get much more distance in it than I had and keep level them both up and then work across the 2 of them. This is the 12-burner NC tool forge, which is wonderful for putting great big long material in, and it's great to have. And as we turn, and again, now this one is on wheels, and I also have my gas that I can unclip it with an air hose or an air hose type coupling. So I can switch forges if I want to switch the forges and move things around. I have different places to hook up my gas, so again I can be mobile, which is much better for me than being locked down and can't move my equipment around. And my favorite anvil is this one right here. It's all 4140 tool steel, weighs 450 pounds. The sweet thing about it is you got the big wide face, but you also go off to the small tiny ends, so you can work very tiny work along with really big work. So this is the 3B Nazel, so it's a little bit lighter than the 5B you saw outside. And it has about a 3,800 pound blow to it. Works the same way, is a great hammer. I did have it. It came out of Canada, and I knew when I got it here that it wasn't working quite right, and it wasn't pulling itself up into the top. And I called my friend Russell Jakeway, and it was throwing oil up at the ceiling. And I said, Russell, what do I do about the oil in the ceiling? He said, I wear a hat. So anyway, mine still wasn't working, and I was wearing a hat. So I had to replace the rings in it. And the rings in this hammer is leather. That's how old this hammer is. So they're heavy leather rings, and the oil comes out behind the rings and makes the seal, which makes the airtight seal, which makes the hammer go up and down. Well, it's been wonderful having you all here today on such a beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed the studio and where I've worked for the last 40 years. So it's been an amazing journey for me, and I hope you all got a little piece of the idea anyway. And I hope the rest of the festival goes well for you and you see things that you enjoy. Thank you for coming.